I am Matthew, the tax collector. Before I followed Jesus, it was my job to see to it that every tax was levied and every debt paid in full. I was the righteous judge. The righteous judge. Oh, I knew how to measure the value of a man. A simple calculation could tell me that. But to Jesus, calculations did not mean anything. He showed us that the value of one soul cannot be measured by wealth or by status, or for that matter, by age.
What do you think? A man has 100 sheep, and one of them goes astray. Oh, I gotcha. Now, would he not leave the 99 and go into the mountains hunting for the one that's straying? And then if he finds it, wouldn't he rejoice more for this one than for the 99 that did not stray? Well, even so, it is not the will of my Father in heaven that even one of these little ones should perish. Oh, come, yes. Look at the children, yes. Oh, look. No, don't forbid them, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. Yeah. Oh, bless you all. Come, join us. Oh, bless you.
Lord, yes. Who then is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?
Oh, unless you are converted and become like one of these, you will by no means see the kingdom. Unless you humble yourself and become like this little one, then you will become the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And if you receive one of these little ones in my name, well, you receive me too.
No one knew quite what to think of his method of placing value on people. To think that a child could be an example to a man? Well, it was unheard of. He turned the scales of value upside down more than once. He taught that we all owe a debt of sin that is greater than any of us can pay. And only God is the righteous judge. Oh, yes, we learned that lesson. One early morning, just after the Feast of Tabernacles, the sun had just barely lit the sky. Already the crowds were huddled around Jesus, when suddenly, out of nowhere...
What are they doing? What are they doing? They're mean.
Teacher, this woman was taken in adultery, in the very act.
The woman is a harlot.
It is shameful what she does.
We must be rid of her.
Yeah.
She is a city foul, as if she's the only one.
We cannot allow this to go unpunished.
Now, in the law, Moses commanded that such should be stoned. What do you say?
Which of you is without sin? Let him throw the first stone at her. Where are your accusers? Is there no one to condemn you?
No one. Sir.
Then neither do I condemn you. Now go. Go. Sin no more. I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness.
Did you see that?
Of course I saw that.
It is shameful. She deserves to die.
How can you forgive her?
His point was not judgment.
What was his point then?
His point was forgiveness.
That man makes a mockery of the law. What does this mean?
Can a man be the light of the world?
Perhaps a spiritual light.
A spiritual light?
A light of love and forgiveness.
A light shining in a dark world.
No man ever spoke like this one. He spoke as one having authority over the law of Moses.
He has no authority to judge or to forgive.
He called himself the light of the world, but he gave this testimony concerning himself.
Well, such testimony is not valid.
He said it was that two men bore witness.
According to our law, when two men bear witness, their testimony is valid. Who are these two men?
Jesus is one, and his Father who sent him is the other.
Well, who is this Father?
He said that we did not know his Father. If we had known his Father, we would have known him.
This man speaks like the accursed rabble who believe in him. He has no knowledge of the law.
Still, more and more of the rabble believe.
They must be stopped.
He must be stopped.
How? We will arrest him.
When?
Soon.
Jesus caused quite a stir in setting the adulteress free. He did not enslave her to the law. He went on to say that if we believed in him, we would know the truth, and the truth would make us all free. He spoke of being the light of the world. He spoke of freedom. He spoke of the value of one believer, be that a child, a man, or a woman. He spoke of truth. He is all of these things. And yet there is a sadness that hangs over him tonight like a shroud. I do not understand it. Tonight he said that one of us would betray him. Well, it could not be me. Not after the compassion that I have seen, but still, he said it. So I cannot help but ask, is it I?